How do, folks? How you doing? Just a quick one. We've got another different one here, and we are going to be a little bit different today. It's one from the man cave, but it's not just me that's going to be speaking today. Some words from others. Now, I know most folks out there will know that I stand really firmly on everything is fake. Everything is fake. All of the great men that have told you over the time, in the mainstream of the warnings, they're all fake. All fake. 1984, all fake. They live. They was telling you something. They show you something. But nobody is going to disclose what isn't wanted to be disclosed. They never will. Never will. You have George Orwell that gave you the 1984. And folks now look at him as if he wasn't a Freemason, as if he wasn't giving you their script. They tell you everything in advance. Revelation of the method, it's called. And they're all fake. Folk believe there were great men out there that gave warnings that lost their life for this shit, to try and tell you something. No, they didn't. They just gave what they were supposed to give, their job. If you knew anything of the world, you'll know that there are more continents, there are more lands than we know of, than they would tell us of. When they've done a very good job, when they've finished their job, they get to move to them. They don't come back. We get told they're dead. Dead, lost at sea. So, just for the next few minutes, I want you to hear words of somebody else. A couple of people. And don't think of them as great men that was trying to warn you of something. Revelation of the method. It's time people started thinking, because they believe, and they truly believe, that there is a fight going on, a good and evil. There is not. There is no fight. There is no fight. Just evil prevailing. They've been working on your minds for an awful long time. It was called MK Ultra. It's called many things over the years, but one thing's for sure, they've captured your mind. They can show you some theatre and they can make you believe absolutely anything. Now, I'm not a TV watcher, I don't watch TV, but a few people have said to me, watch Don't Look Up, Don't Look Up. So I said to the wife, let's watch a movie. She's like, great, yeah, get a bit of time with you. So I watched this Don't Look Up, and what I took from it is how easily people can be manipulated. All it takes is those in presumed power to make the decisions of what you can and can't know, or what they want you to know, and then it takes the media to push that. Whether it's mainstream or lamestream, it doesn't matter whether it's on TV or the internet. People will believe whatever they've been told to believe. People will act however they're told to act. People are given warnings by them. They tell you the shit that you think that they don't want you to know. And then they make everybody else ridicule it. Order out of chaos. It's all a game. So for now, I'm going to pass you on to a couple of people. And just have a listen. Have a listen to the revelation of the method. And see what's been done so far. See where you are. See where we are as a people. See where it's going. Where do you think it's going?
Ladies and gentlemen, the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no secret is revealed. That is why the Athenian lawmaker Solon decreed it a crime for any citizen to shrink from controversy. I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people, confident that with your help, man will be what he was born to be, free and independent.
How do you think that warning went? Now, you would think when the then president of America went on to the national radio, TV, whichever he did it, and gave those words, you would think there'd be a reaction, wouldn't you? And then apparently he gets killed. And yes, loads of people saw it on telly, just like they did the Twin Towers falling. And how did the world react? Did they do anything about it? Just let this shit carry on. They just let this shit carry on.
Like a monstrous octopus, it projects its nagging prehensile tentacles in lands and villages all over the world. Almost 2/3 of the peoples of the world
go to bed hungry at night.
They are undernourished, ill-housed, and shabbily clad. Many of them have no houses or beds to sleep in. Their only beds are the sidewalks of the cities and the dusty roads of the villages.
Most of these poverty-stricken
children of God have never seen a physician or a dentist. So it is obvious that if man is to redeem his spiritual and moral life, he must go all out to bridge the social and economic gulf between the haves and the have-nots of the world.
Poverty is one of the most urgent items
on the agenda of modern life.
There is nothing new about poverty.
What is new, however, is that we have the resources to get rid of it. Time has come for an all-out war against poverty. The rich nations must use their vast resources of wealth to develop the undeveloped,
School the unschooled,
feed the unfed. Ultimately, a great nation is a compassionate nation. No individual or nation can be great if it does not have a concern for the least of these.
we cannot be content
To see men hungry,
to see men
Victimized with starvation and ill health.
when you have the means to help them.
When we have the means to help them,
We live in a world of poverty. We live in a world of debt. There's two societies. The other one lives in a world of greed. This society that we live in has nothing. It has hunger, it has poverty, it has people desperately trying to get through their debt slavery. And these very same people that are in debt and struggling and hungry and have hungry children and absolutely shaking their heads in despair at what to do next as the governments and these rich men and women continue to destroy their lives, sit there absolutely in awe of these parasites that have everything. Why do we look up to the rich ones? We look up to the Elon Musks and talk about how clever he is. How clever he is? That man could end poverty. Himself. Just himself. And live in abundance still. That's one of them. Many of them could alone end poverty, end hunger, end thirst. Many people out there struggling to get water, clean water, never mind untainted, unpoisoned water that they feed us. It isn't because they've got the money that they don't have to take the shit. They're the ones that are giving the shit. Time to wake up to this. Stop living in awe of these parasites.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
As long back as Eisenhower.
Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies, in the final sense, a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. This world in arms is not spending money alone. It is spending the sweat of its laborers, the genius of its scientists, the hopes of its children. The cost of one modern heavy bomber is this: a modern brick school in more than 30 cities. It is 2 electric power plants, each serving a town of 60,000 population. It is 2 fine, fully equipped hospitals. It is some 50 miles of concrete. We pay for a single fighter plane with 500,000 bushels of wheat. We pay for a single destroyer with new homes that could have housed more than 8,000 people.
We cannot keep giving more money to the Pentagon than it needs when millions of children in our country are food insecure, when 140 million Americans cannot afford the basic necessities of life without going into debt.
Now it talks, this video, about America, but America isn't the be all and end all of this. This is world over. It's just that these words that you're listening to now are from Americans. But most of the poverty of the world isn't America, it isn't England. They're just seeing it for the first time, just waking up maybe to it. And waking up to the fact, maybe waking up to the fact that this is done to us. But are they waking up to it? While they're spending all their money with Amazons and with all the parasites queuing up for the vaccines for no apparent reason whatsoever. What's happened to the world? Where is the brains? Where's the intelligence? Where's the logic? The common sense? Does it make any sense to you at all? Any whatsoever? Doesn't to me. Doesn't to me at all. There are many warnings out there. Now this video could have been so much more powerful with the visuals to it. But I'm not into manipulation. Listen to the raw words. Just listen to the words of others. And ask yourself, could it be controlled opposition? Could it be MK Ultra? Could it be revelation of the method?
A wing and a prayer, or the enemy. This has to stop. God, lift from me the intolerable burden of my ignorance, arrogance, willful blindness, bitterness, and resentment. As I pray that others rise above the same faults and temptations. I watched Fox News release a message this week. There are terrible things afoot under the surface of our society, and the perpetrators are coming for you and coming for us. And then I watched the Democrats respond in panic and anger, saying, there are terrible things afoot under the surface of our society, and the perpetrators are coming for you, coming for us. Are there terrible things afoot, bubbling under the surface? Is something coming for you and for us? Ask yourself how true that is of yourself and your own life. Have you addressed all that? Are you concerning yourself with the dust in your enemy's eyes instead of attending to the filth that obscures your own sight? Do we want accusation, suspicion, discord, derision, and hatred? Or the peace and prosperity and happiness that beckons to us at this moment like never before? Who's the enemy here? Is it the basket of deplorables? Is it the freaks and the queers? Is it the plumbers and carpenters and tradesmen and managers who work honestly and diligently during the day, and the soldiers who stalwartly defend the borders and protect us? Is it the artists and visionaries whose expressions of unbridled creativity entertain and rejuvenate us, and who continually offer to us an unending panoply of technological miracle? Is it the institutions that guide and protect us, that so many lived and died to erect and establish, which for all their faults have served us so well? Do we want revenge or justice? Do we want contempt or mercy? Do we want war or peace? And what are you aiming at in your heart of hearts? I see even the best of men degenerating into the exchange of blows. I see even the best of men identifying the enemy in our neighbors and friends. I see even the best of men falling prey to cowardice and self-righteous anger. It needs to stop. I need to stop. You need to stop before it's too late. Who is the enemy here? The snake in your heart? The lies on your tongue? The arrogance of your intellect? The cowardice of our refusal to see? The enemy is that which divides to sow discord. The enemy is the pride and the fear that stops us from lending a hand across the divide. The enemy is the great and eternal adversary of mankind. And if we demonize our brothers, our comrades in arms, do we not precisely call that dread spirit forth? Have we not yet learned? Courage, trust, truth, love, even unto your enemy, which is yourself. God, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. May what is highest guide our vision. May what is highest open our ears. May what is highest guide our tongues. And may we pray, fearful of the hell we could so easily and carelessly create. Deliver us from evil. Shine a light into the corners of our dark hearts. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Now I'm pretty tough on folks, usually. And it's not through me losing the compassion, not at all. I'm tired. I'm tired. My own words just echoing around in my own head, as I know I've said them. I know I've said them, but I know nobody hears them. Many, many folks like me, speaking truths, putting it all out there, saying what they can. Many folks have done for many, many years. All get tired of the laughter, tired of people ignoring, tired of the arguments of people putting up illogical responses to the truths that they're told. All because you're trying to warn of these monsters that are destroying our lives. Now, I could have played the words of many, many more. I could speak for hours and hours about the tyranny that goes on and the men and women that do nothing. Nothing. Even if they know it's tyranny, this attitude of what can I do doesn't wash. What you can't do is just sit there and wait until they've took it all. Like I say, I could say more. I could play more of other people. But I think enough's been said. It's all gone a little too far. It's gone too far. Time to snap out of this. Snap out of your slumber. Snap out of this hypnosis that you've found yourself in. If you think there's nothing that you can do, there won't be. You're already done. Think wisely on other people's words until you've got the words yourself. Good luck.